We're in northern France in the small commune of Devise. Nicolas Terrat is an organic market gardener and has great instinct. He recently devoted a small plot of his land to a vegetable that's proving quite the thing in Paris, kale, a member of the cabbage family with exceptional nutritional value. Americans have made this leafy cabbage their must-have superfood, and it's becoming increasingly well-known in France.
It's different from a cabbage, which is ball-shaped and has leaves that fold over and over to form the ball. With kale, the leaves grow in the opposite fashion. And readily regrow after picking, so you can get several harvests from one plant. There are various varieties. There's green kale and also a number of purple varieties.
The season runs from September through to March. Some parts of France have been growing it for some time, yet French consumers aren't used to seeing it on the market stalls. Nicolas hadn't even heard of it 2 years ago. In fact, he discovered it by chance when he was trying out new vegetables.
I had ordered some plants, some seeds, and I started to grow them. I wasn't even that sure what it would look like, and when I saw it, I thought, what on earth is this? And I was actually quite uncertain as to how I was going to sell it.
His clients are from in and around Paris. He initially targeted expatriates who were familiar with kale from their home country. And this is how Nicolas met a certain Kristen Bedard, originally from Pittsburgh, who had just started a blog called The Kale Project to promote this miraculous cabbage in France.
She was an American lady who had been looking for it in France for some time, and she came across it on my stall and began buying from me. She told me that it was extremely popular in the United States, that it was highly fashionable, and that they called it kale.
Kristen Bedard isn't the only one promoting kale in France. Thomas Battistini was also won over by the virtues of this vegetable when he was visiting the United States at the end of 2012. He decided to sell it to restaurants that serve up fresh, healthy salads, and he's keen to share all the goodness that kale has to offer.
Like all members of the cabbage family, it's packed with nutrients, but more so than its cousins perhaps, because it contains high levels of vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin K, and it's also rich in omega-3. But it's really renowned for being extremely low in calories, yet extremely high in vegetable protein, which is why it's been dubbed the new beef.
Here, kale is served as a soup, as a smoothie, as crisps, but you really get to appreciate its subtle flavour, which generally speaking isn't as strong as other cabbages, when it's served in a salad.
This is curly kale. The taste doesn't tend to differ much from one kale to the next. Red kale is a little sweeter than the curly kale, which leaves a soft, hazelnutty flavour on the palate. It's rather pleasant, but it does have quite a tough texture that's closer to cabbage and less like salad. This can take you by surprise the first time you try it.
To really get the most out of the vegetable, it's best to take out the central stem, which isn't as easy to digest. It's something they do every day in the company's kitchens, where in 1 year, kale has become their flagship product. We're making our cream of kale, which is sold in all our outlets. The kale is cooked with courgette, onions and vegetable stock. We have red kale delivered every day, and green kale. It comes from Brittany. We work with a specialist kale farmer, and on average we receive between 100 and 150 kilos of kale per week. With all its exceptional qualities, it's not surprising that this superfood establishment in Paris is stocking it. They even make crisps here, raw crisps handmade by Camilla. A bit of olive oil, a bit of tamari, some cider vinegar, some mustard, a bit of pepper, and then I add almond puree for the smoothness and softness. I'm talking in terms of flavour. Then I roll the kale in the mixture, so the leaves will be slightly dampened, and then I put them in the dehydrator. They're left at a maximum of 45 degrees for at least 12 hours to help preserve all the goodness.
Le déshydrateur, en fait, ça conserve
The dehydrator means they retain the raw element. At 45 degrees and under, it's still raw. It's as if you're eating an uncooked vegetable. But you have the texture of crisps, a crunchy texture. It's a great way of eating kale. It's very tasty, and you can help yourself to large portions. There we go. And Camilla's just started work on a collaborative project aimed at producing kale crisps on a large-scale basis.